All right, through the magic of filming, we are back. Probably just a second or two for you guys, but it's probably about 20 minutes for me. So let's get back into this. I didn't anticipate this opening taking quite as long, and some of the cards were a little bricked up. Rafael Palmeiro. Some of them weren't too bad. So hopefully the rest of these go pretty quickly. Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Once again, we have gotten a few Hall of Famers. Vince Coleman, Jeff Rebele, Greg Jeffries, who had one of the hottest rookie cards back in the 80s. People thought they were going to be able to retire off him. Is Mike Piazza. Ruben Rivera and Ozzie Guillen. Also checked on the status of the current Twins game. They're up 2-1. Second inning against Cleveland in a rain delay. It's been raining here at my house since before the game had started, so I was surprised it took as long for them to get into a delay. Storm must be moving pretty slowly. Mike Cameron, Palmeiro again. That's what, 2 backs in a row. The Big Cat, Andres Galagra, Tony Tarasco, David Wells. So we are seeing a lot of repeats. Edgar Martinez. So even though there is some bricking up on these, there's only a few that I noticed that actually had some actual paper loss on them, and thankfully most of them were just commons, which also makes me feel a little better. There's Griffey. It's the kid right there. Ooh, sticking to Alex Ochoa. I don't see a tiny bit. Yeah. I think that's the first Griffey we've seen. It seems like some of these packs are better than others. These are really, I don't like to do it like that, but sometimes that's the only way to do it. Go Keith Lockhart, Tony Pena. But, this is always Roger Clemens. There's always like I said earlier, there's always a risk when it comes to buying stuff from this era to open. I have had boxes like this even in the past, 10, 15 years ago, buying stuff from this era, and the whole box was just literally just garbage. Like, you couldn't even try to pull the cards apart, and you can't even read the player's name, see the picture, nothing. It just, you'd peel them apart like that, and the front of this card would be stuck to the back of that card. Like, it would rip the card in half. But I like this era, and I like opening packs, so I will risk it. And then you guys can watch it. You don't have to risk it. And if you see something you like, you can always find it in the eBay store. which there's always a link in the description for the store. So if you ever wonder what I got going on in there, there are tens of thousands of items, from cards to coins to comics, a few random household items, just a whole lot of everything, but that's why it's Matt's Menagerie. Not too much in that one. Let's go back to this side of the stack. So we've gotten, what, two press proofs so far. No big names on those. We got a Bonds hit list and a Maddox freeze frame. So a couple parallels, a couple inserts. Let's see if we can get be nice to get a couple more of each. So 36 packs in the box. And those press proofs are 1 out of 10. So should get at least 3, maybe 4. Which is good. I want to try to, in time, I want to actually make this like a weekly thing where we do like a, a throwback, or I'll come up with a name eventually. I want to make every day like a different theme. Some of the other YouTubers out there, they have like a certain day where they do a certain type of product, or they do their breaks on certain days and that kind of stuff. So Pedro Martinez, Matt Lawton, it's actually his rookie, part of when the Twins had the Soul Patrol with Matt Lawton, Torrey Hunter, and Shannon Stewart. Twins have always had a good outfield. Actually, our center fielders, going from Kirby Puckett to Torrey Hunter, Denard Span, Ben Revere, Byron Buxton, when he's not broken. Which hopefully this, I don't know if you guys saw that, him and Correa, so like literally the two most fragile guys on the team, and they don't hear each other and literally crash into each other. So hopefully it's nothing too bad. I know they're both out on the 7-day IL for concussion, so hopefully it's nothing more than just a minor, small concussion. I know Twins have had that issue in the past with Mauer and Morneau. So we got Mark McGuire, Greg Maddux, Sammy Sosa, so this actually might end up being the longest. I think this is probably about the longest video I have made yet. So I know the amount of subscribers I have has been going up. I appreciate that, you guys. So anybody who's not subscribed, you want to keep seeing what we're doing, hit that button. Throw a like, throw a comment. All of that helps. We can keep bringing you more and more stuff. Whether it's cards or anything else, I try to throw like a whole bunch of random stuff. So yeah, Craig Biggio there. Some collectible stuff, some just random things you see when you're out and about. Chan-Ho Park again. Juan Gone there. Trying to move through these a little faster than the first half. The cards in the packs have actually been cooperating a little bit better. It's that Matt Lawton rookie card again. Of course, I say they've been more cooperative, and they gotta disagree with me here. Jim Thome. A decent amount of, well, not too many Hall of Famers, but keep pulling. There's Terrell Wade on the press proof. Ooh, and we got a Diamond King of Don Mattingly. Little Donnie baseball right there. Yeah, that is. So you should be numbered out of 10,000, 63, 69 out of 10,000 on that one. So we got our parallel and an insert in the same pack. Randy Johnson and Tim Raines, a couple more Hall of Famers to round out that one. Let's get these sleeved up. So I'm hoping that we get at least one more parallel, maybe one more insert out of these. Of course, more is always better, especially when you beat the odds. Yeah, so that the hit list was 1 out of 60 packs. The freeze frames are 1 out of 60 packs. The Diamond Kings are 1 out of 10, so I'm surprised that that's the first one we've seen, because those are actually a little more common. So wonder if maybe the more rare ones replace the more common ones when you do get them. But I'm sure there was a method to their madness back then. But those elite super packs where you get the full 12 card set, that would be a cool thing to find. I know also in this era, Upper Deck in their Hall of Famer John Smoltz, Upper Deck in their Collector's Choice product. Once in a while you would find what back then they called a hot pack, and it would be all inserts and parallels. I believe Fleer did it in some of their 90s Ultra products too, where you would get like the whole pack would be nothing but inserts. And I know what Panini brought that back somewhat with Optic, probably in the last 5 years or so, where you'd get like a hot box where you'd get either a numbered parallel in every pack, or you'd get, I think it was like 5 autos instead of 3 or 2. So there's been other attempts, or like Topps has done it with, Heritage, where you have the hot boxes with the purple refractors, stuff like that. But to open up, especially back, collecting cards in the 90s, open up a pack of cards and get nothing but inserts was just, that was the coolest thing. There was probably nothing better than that, and especially if one of them was your favorite player too. That would just, icing on the cake. These are a little sticky here. Sean Dunston hanging on to Jody Reed's back. Ron Gant. Good friends with Ken Herbeck. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the 91 World Series. Yeah, Paul O'Neill and Vince Coleman. Speaking of Kent Herbeck. I know the Twins put out a statement not too long ago that him and Tony Oliva are both recovering from minor strokes. So I wish them the best. There is Ozzie Smith, Mike Piazza, Bernie Williams, Hideo Nomo, Chris Snowpack. This would have been a pretty good Robin Ventura. Back in 1996, this would have been a really good pack. I got two Nomos in the same pack. Definitely not something you see very often now. You know, that would have been a crazy good pack back in 1996. Let's get this open. Got Mike Messina, Fred McGriff, Cecil Fielder, Paul Molitor. Been doing some fills in on the radio for the Twins broadcasts every so often. Always loved listening to him talk. He's just very smart guy. Plus very knowledgeable about the game. Probably more than just about anybody. Greg Swindell, Luis Gonzalez, Herb Ochoa. So if I remember correctly, I am actually just a few more subscribers away from actually being able to do a live stream, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to trying that out, just to see if, maybe if we're live, maybe we can pull in some new people and really get this going so we can bring, more people subscribe, the more it helps the channel. And the more we can do, so, it would be great to be able to, bring you guys content on a daily basis. Besides just, throwing up some shorts of the best polls. Matt Williams. So every subscriber, every like, every comment, anything helps. I know I had made a little short. I was actually at the casino with my mom, and she had a nice little hit on one of the slot machines. So we just pulled out the phone, made a quick little video, and put it up as a short. And so far, it's actually the second most views I've gotten on a short. So you never know what's gonna get people's attention. So I noticed there's Juan Rodriguez. There's a lot of people that actually film themselves doing playing slots and stuff at the casino and stuff. So that actually sounds kind of fun. I've watched a couple channels, actually pretty cool. And I've actually seen a few people at the casino doing that as well. Billy Wagner there. So this pack looks like some of these have a little more. Some of these actually have some paper loss on them. Carlos Delgado, Griffey. That one looks better than the. Maybe not. Ooh, yeah, those are sticking in that corner. They're sticking down here. Now they're sticking up there. Dennis Eckersley. I mean, in time, I want to bring a variety from, just brand new product to older product to, anything and everything in between. I have quite a few different ideas that I want to throw at you guys. I just wait until I actually go to do them. I'm not going to mention them because I got a couple of them that I think might actually be really good ideas, and I'm going to keep those ones to myself until I do them. There's a couple of things that I've noticed that there really aren't anybody that does them, so hopefully, that's, they say that's the one of the things to actually get a channel to grow is do something nobody else is doing, or just do what everybody else is doing and do it better. So if we do a little of both. It's Greg Mannix, some more paper loss on that. All right, let's see if we can get some less sticky packs here. We got one big brick here. Portugal, Rich Becker, Eisenreich, 3X Twins in a row. Juan Gonzalez. Ooh, I see. I don't know if you can see that little bit of gold. We might have another Diamond King here. Palmero. And we do Greg Maddux. And Kareem Garcia and Cliff Floyd. Round up that pack. So we got our second Diamond King here, Greg Maddux. Also numbered to 10,000, 6369. Wasn't that? Look at that. Same serial number on the Mattingly and the Maddux. I do see that once in a while, even in some newer products, where if you get a couple of parallels, sometimes they'll be the same, same numbers like that. I think I'm getting used to the pretty much staring at a wall and talking to myself part of this. Tim Salmon. Which I know a lot of people say that's the biggest thing to get used to. Fred McGriff. Definitely seeing the same guys over and over again here. We got a few more packs left. So hopefully we can get another. Would like to get another press proof of either a big name or maybe a twin for me to put in the PC. I think we got a couple Diamond Kings. We got the freeze frame and the hit list. So there's the Pure Power, which are 1 out of 80, and then the Elites, which are 1 out of 40. So maybe we can pull one of those two. Larry Walker. Mo Vaughn. Reggie Jefferson on the press proof. Rondell White, Jeff Conine, and Jeff Cicero. I've only, like I said, I've only noticed paper loss mostly on just commons. Doesn't seem like any of the inserts or the parallels really have any, which is good. That's definitely the cards that you don't want to pull to have paper loss on them. Chad OJ. We got sticky stuff again. Kurt Abbott. There's Dion again. Kevin Jordan. This definitely takes some patience to do. There's Barry Larkin. I don't know, do we see Larkin already? Might be again. Kenny Lofton. I don't think we pulled that one, but I do remember that card from back in the day. Troy Hawkins, Brady Anderson, Mike Devereaux, Baroa, Willie McGee, Paul Molitor again, Craig Biggio, and fourth Nomo. If you're looking for a 1996 Donruss Hideo Nomo card, I think I have most of them. I got like 4, or probably millions of them made. But if you're looking for one, I got one for you. Ball, Cedeno, Randy Velarde, Mark Portugal, another checklist here, Wade Boggs. We pulled that checklist already. Mike Piazza, Greg Swindell, and Jeffrey Hammonds. So finally down to the last pack. Let's see if we can get another insert or another parallel. I think we did have one pack that had the press proof and an insert in it. So that'd be a nice final pack, a little last pack magic, as they say. Finish this off on a high note, hopefully. Barry Larkin. Derek May, Kevin Seitzer. Luis Gonzalez, Mike Piazza again, Jeff Blauser, and Jimmy Key is our last card. So no last pack magic unless you're looking for Larkin or Piazza. So not too bad. We got a little bit of paper loss in some of the commons. All the parallels and the inserts all look pretty good. I'll look them over some more under different lighting just to make sure. Looks like there's definitely a lot of dust covering everything right now from pulling all those cards apart. Looks like that Reggie Jefferson might have a little paper loss up the top there. So Reggie Jefferson, Terrell Wade, Roger Cedeno, Rick Wilkins were our 4 press proofs. We got two Diamond Kings. We got Greg Maddux and Don Mattingly, which oddly enough were both numbered 63, 69 out of 10,000. We got, definitely makes a lot of dust pulling stuck cards apart. So we got the freeze frame of Greg Maddux. That one was number 2203 out of 5,000. And then the Barry Bonds hit list one is 7357 out of 10,000. So I think we at least got, of the inserts, at least with this era, you're going to get a lot of big names, Hall of Famers, or close to Hall of Famers, guys who should have been superstars with any or most of the inserts from that era. Parallels can be a little iffy because you got a lot of guys who just, it's like any older product, any parallels, you might not really get anything good. But if you do pull a big name parallel, a lot of times they can go for a decent amount of money, especially in good condition. So, stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. You never know what kind of crazy stuff we're gonna put up. Could be cards, could be comics, casino stuff, could be random stuff in the bed of a pickup going down the highway. Yeah, that's the most watched short I've made. So it's actually one of the early ones too. But all right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. See how the twins are doing. Everybody have a good night. Until the next video.